Welcome back to the daily discussion. So one of the things that stood out to me the most during my conversation with my physical therapist, and actually really all the conversations I've had with him, is the common humanity that I always kind of known about, and most people kind of are somewhat aware of, but haven't necessarily thought about it explicitly. And what I mean by that is that we all go through effectively the same thought process. The only real difference is where we get stuck. And for me, sometimes at my worst, I've definitely gotten stuck at the low point rather than letting the low point hit, letting it cycle through and moving through it and getting back to the high point, or focusing on those things that I can control. When I stay in those points, I struggle, and really how you struggle is by staying in those. So if you can move through those points quicker, you don't struggle. You just, I should say, maybe you don't suffer really. You just struggle a little bit and you grow and you move on. Maybe that was a better word I should have used there. Is when you get stuck at the bottom, it's you allow yourself to suffer rather than moving through and cycling through to maybe a struggle or a challenge. So again, the common humanity is that we all have that cycle. It's just a matter of how much do you kind of pay attention to the bottom. Some people are just much better, and not necessarily, or I shouldn't say necessarily, they're not better by default. They're better because they've trained it more. So when you don't cycle through, it's not necessarily because you're not capable of doing it. It's because you're not trained to. And there's many people that can train you to do that. You can do it on your own. You can get a life coach, somebody like me, to a certain extent. It just depends on how far you or how much work you need, and if you need to diagnose stuff like that. Obviously, if you need a diagnosis and there's something much further going on, even I would push you to a licensed counselor or whatever. But you could try with somebody. If you think it's something you can work through, you can try with somebody like me to see if we can find a way to get you a path through that. And if not, it'd be pretty clear very quickly if there's something much further there. But sometimes we just need that little bit of kick and a little bit of like a technique or a drill or something to push you through that moment and get that skill of understanding how to recognize it and move past it rather than getting stuck at the bottom and staying there. So let me know if that resonates with you at all.